Our next guest today is Dr. David Donathan, who is the
campus director
of the Kentucky Community College and Technical
Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, Springfield
Campus. Well, KCTCS is what I always say, and then then I guess it's the E-Town and Springfield.
Yep, KCTCS is the umbrella statewide, and then there are 16 regional campuses, and we are part of the Elizabethtown Community and Technical College regional campus out of Elizabethtown.
Elizabethtown, right. So Springfield's under that region.
Yes.
Under the Elizabethtown region. And, well, of course, you know, we're just very blessed to have the school here in Washington County. And I think it's been quite a success in providing a lot of good classes and education to our students. And with school starting back, I wanted to find out what's going on there.
We are actually in the middle of advising and registering for our fall semester. Because of a lot of the local events that have been going on, our enrollment's going up, we're looking good. We've also increased the number of programs that we have. While we do offer all of the ECTC degrees, sometimes you have to take part of the classes here, part of the classes in Elizabethtown, some of them online. But we actually house at the campus a total of 5 degrees in their entirety. So the 2 that are the general education, we are really letting people know about them because they don't realize. They think, oh yeah, you're the technical college out there. But we actually are 2 schools in one. We're a full general education community college as well as a full technical college. So we want people to know that you can come here for your first 2 years of a bachelor's degree, complete either an associate in arts or an associate in science, and then under the rules you get to transfer to any Kentucky State College or university with what they call general education certified. All your maths, your sciences, your Englishes, your humanities are transferred as a block. So the only other classes in those fields you might have to take are those that are unique and specific to your degree. For example, if you got an early childhood education associate's with us, you might have to take some additional math that is required specifically for your teaching bachelor's degree. So those are really good degrees for students to start, because our tuition, even though it went up a little bit this year, is still less than half of the tuition at any of the other state colleges or universities. So it's an incredible bargain. On the other hand, we have the Associates in Applied Science, and these are what we call the work-focused degrees. These are the technical degrees that are going to prepare you specifically to go into very narrow technical tracks that require a lot of knowledge and expertise. And our 3 are industrial electricity, and if you've ever monkeyed with home electric like I have, that's pretty important to learn about that. We have the industrial maintenance technician, and we also have the computerized machining and manufacturing. So those are actually high demand jobs, and we have a very good placement rate with our students.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, I know several students who have done both. I mean, the technical side and the community college side. So, and as you indicated, those 3 technical degrees are in high demand.
They are.
In our factories, and we're so glad that you can provide those because I know that you are working with our businesses, our businesses to provide the degrees that are specific to their needs.
And the important part of the Associate in Applied Science is if you select the electrical track, we're not just going to teach electricity and wiring. You also have a general education component. So you are walking out with a degree where you've had some math, some English, some science, other humanities. So it is not just going in and taking strictly technical classes. It is a very well-rounded degree.
It's an associate degree?
It is an associate in applied science degree.
Okay, yeah. So great, that's great. And so now I think this semester you've added something in the medical field?
We have. This semester we've expanded, and we're actually going to start offering our initial classes in the allied health fields. This fall, on August 30th, we are starting our first nurse aid certification class. It's an 80-hour, 3-credit-hour class that includes taking the state board, so that when you complete this class, when you pass your state board, you're going to be a certified nurse aid. And there's a lot of demand for that because in the Washington County, surrounding counties, we have new assisted living facilities. We've got some home health care businesses. So, and this is also the first step if you want to do your RN degree, which then of course you can transfer and get your Bachelor of Science in Nursing, your BSN. And a number of the colleges now have what they call RN to BSN programs. So you could start here, complete your RN classes on campus in Springfield, online, and at the Elizabethtown campus, and then transfer into a four-year college university for a BSN program.
Because the Elizabethtown campus has the RN
Yes.
degree, so you can get your clinicals and all that kind of stuff over there,
Yes.
and or the more, I
Now,
guess.
for example, the nurse aid program, within that 80 hours, you will do your clinicals. And the clinicals are different partner sites where you will actually go in and do your practical hands-on experience in order to practice the theories and prep for the exam.
So those are all in the hospitals and the clinicals. But I mean, what you do have to go to the Elizabethtown campus for some of the, once you get past the CNA program?
To complete the nursing associates, you're going to have to do a combination of classes and locations. And that has to do really with the expense of setting up the classrooms. We can't just put you into a classroom. We have just finished converting a classroom here in Springfield to the nurse aid training lab. And we have to have the beds, the mannequins, some diagnostic equipment. So it's a very expensive process. And because of the design of the certifications required, it takes a lot of floor space. So we're very happy to be able to do the initial parts here. But yes, in order to get the full nursing associate, the RN, you are going to end up having to do a lot of classes in Elizabethtown.
Okay. I just wondered if you all had gotten anything from St. Catharines, since you know that campus has been closed, and you know, I'm hoping something's going to go in there.
We were able to assist some of the freshmen and some of the new incoming students because we are only a 2-year college. Some of the other students had come to us and we could refer them. For example, Elizabethtown has a tremendous partnership with Western Kentucky University, to the extent that Western Kentucky's regional chancellor and her staff are housed on our Elizabethtown campus. So we could refer some of the students there. There were, you know, St. Catherine had their own teach-out arrangement with some of the other colleges. But for the last 2-year students, there wasn't much we could do except maybe point them in the right direction. We have picked up a number of students who had started and had finished their first year out there. We picked up a number of students who had intended to start this fall.
So, well, that's good that you've, you know, and been able to include that. And then I think you have the FAME program that is involved with the technical side. And so tell me about that.
FAME actually stands for the Federation for Advanced Manufacturing Education. And in a sense, it's a work-study program. What happens is the students will work for a partner institution or a partner business 3 days a week and come to school full-time 2 days a week. And the two programs have to be completed simultaneously. They have to do well in their academic work. They have to show up, pass their classes. They also have to perform well in the workplace. So it's not an either or. Now that's also, like the health sciences programs, it is a competitive application program because we only have limited numbers of seats.
How many?
We had 20 on campus this fall, and we had a lot more applicants than were selected. So it's highly desired. Industry likes it because they are getting folks who are gaining work experience, who are becoming valuable employees, but they're also learning and getting their technical skills. So we're starting our first cohort August 15th, and we're real excited to see how that goes.
So that sounds like that could really expand with additional areas of study besides because are they doing all three areas of study that you mentioned? The
areas that they go into are dependent on the business partners, because the students in the Kentucky FADE program have to have a related job to their program of study. So what happens is this is all done through Kim Boggs on our main campus, who accepts all the applications, does all the interviews, and they do a lot of the work to make sure that the students, the jobs, and the companies are all a really good match, because they do have to all hang together. So any expansion on that program, I believe, is going to depend a lot too on industry buy-in, industry involvement, companies coming forward and saying, yes, I'd like to partner with you, and I have these many people that I'd like to support through the Kentucky FAME program.
So the applicants are, they apply to the school?
Yes.
And then Ms. Boggs matches them to an industry?
Yes.
Based on the needs of the industry and the program at the school, which are, what are those, I mean, are those are programs you have in place at this time?
They're programs, there are existing academic programs.
Yeah.
And by academic, I'm talking about the technical degree programs. So there's a lot of coordination.
The three that you've mentioned.
They can do others, because we also have the Kentucky FAME program cohort on main campus. So the campus they're on and the program of study that they're going to be in and the business partner, those are all things that factor into who gets selected and who is going to be in which campus. And I'm kind of avoiding the details because I don't want to say something that Kim Boggs will say, well, Dave, that's not quite true. But I do know that she, and any of the students can come out to our campus in Springfield, and we'll sit down and talk them through the basics of it. There's some information packets that we can give them that go through the application process in a lot of detail, because there is a lot of prep work that goes into actually being accepted into the program.
And so how many businesses do we have in Washington County that are taking advantage of that?
That number I don't have. I just know that we have 20 seats.
Okay.
So whether they're here in Washington County, Marion County, Nelson County, I don't have those figures.
Okay. Okay. Well, it sounds like an exciting program, you know, that's, you know, because all the time, you know, we hear about employers not having the, being able to get the employees they need for that work, and we want to surely, we want to make our employers happy.
Right. Well, and the thing that is really rewarding about being the local community college is that with the programs in place, given the technology for online education, we want students to know you don't have to come to Springfield to be an electrician or a maintenance tech, or what do you want to do? You want to be an RN? We can help you get that through our classes, E-Town classes, online classes. You're interested in criminal justice? Okay, we can get you started here same thing. And we have transfer agreements with a number of private and public colleges and universities, such as Campbellsville. I told you Western Kentucky is a phenomenal partner. Eastern, we have a number of students here that are taking their pre-engineering through us because we have an agreement with the Speed School at the University of Louisville that if you complete your associate's degree using these specific classes, then you are ready to go into the Speed School of Engineering. We have a couple of students that are doing pre-vet work, and they'll go from here with their associate's degree to UK, and then from there they will go to Vanderbilt University, which has a vet school agreement with UK. So you can literally...
I thought you had to go to Auburn.
There are a number of them.
So for that,
Yeah,
but so Vanderbilt has that.
Vanderbilt's the one that I've been told has
see.
that. So, you know, we are the gateway to higher education.
Yeah.
We can also, you know, we're fully accredited, so you can use your KEYS money, you can use any scholarship money, you can apply for federal aid. You can do your first 2 years here for less than half of what it would cost you just for tuition, because most of our students live here. We are a commuter school. We have no dormitory, so there's no dorm costs, meal package costs, or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's a very economical way. We also, because we do have a low tuition, one of the things that a lot of people overlook is, well, I'm not really sure what I want to do. And we just had a young man in yesterday. He kind of wants to do criminal justice, but he's not real sure. So it's okay, we'll take the first semester because you're going to do a number of general education classes that are going to apply to virtually any degree you take, and then take that one criminal justice class. If you don't like it, no harm, no foul, and you can change your mind. So it's a very convenient way to get started without having to spend a lot of money, without having to travel long distances back and forth.
Do you still have that assessment? I don't know exactly what you call it, where students could take this testing. I don't know if they had to go to the E-Town campus for that.
We are a full test center. We can do the Compass testing, we can do the Coyote testing, and those are the math, English, and reading placement tests that you need to take to get started. A lot of our students that take the ACT in high school will have those scores when they come to us on their transcripts. But yeah, we can do proctored exams. We've actually, believe we've done 2 proctored exams for other colleges where they've contacted us and we've agreed to do a proctored exam for a class for another college or university altogether.
And
because we are a testing center.
What is that test?
The proctored test, that's where you're going to take an online test, but you don't get to do it at home. You actually have to come in. Somebody's going to have a password to get you logged into the test. So we're going to look at your picture ID card. We're going to make sure you're who you say you are, get you logged into the test site, and then we have a controlled password to get you into the automated test. So we have students coming from Fort Knox and Elizabethtown during midterm and finals week because we do have a full service testing
And what is
center.
that test for?
The proctored test could be a final exam, a midterm exam, a quiz.
Oh, okay.
But we also
so it could
do
be any.
Sure, and we
Okay.
also do the placement testing, the Compass and the Coyote placement testing. So a new
Okay.
student that wants to come to college that doesn't have an assessment for math, English, and reading, they can come to us and take the test. And the Coyote test is free, depending on how often and when they've taken the Compass test. It may be free, or there's a small charge for taking it again within a
see.
certain time.
And what about that test that determines what you're interested in and what you are good at?
We don't do interest inventories or
Interest
that.
inventory.
Most of those are done in the high school. I believe the high schools still offer the Armed Service Vocational Aptitude Battery. We can refer you to different agencies. We have close working partnerships with the adult education. They're housed in our building, so if you need like the test of adult basic education or ESL classes, we can, we partner with Adult Ed for that. We work closely with the Lincoln Trails agency, so we can usually put you with someone who can help you with vocational testing.
To determine what you might want to do in
Right.
your future. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, because I was thinking that the Elizabethtown campus used to do that test, or maybe it was with the college over there. So, but at any rate, so those are things that you do, and so if someone is interested in checking out the school or wants to sign up for classes, now what do they need to do?
They can call and set up an appointment or just come by the campus anytime during business hours, and we'll do a walking tour. The application for the college is online and it's free. It's at elizabethtown.kctcs.edu, and there's a big red letters that say apply now, and they can click on that, do the free online application. They will get a response back relatively quickly on that. Then depending on what placement testing they need, within a couple of days we can get them in, the placement testing done, and get them scheduled. Now we are in the middle of scheduling for our fall classes right now. Our fall classes start August 15th. So if they're thinking about, well, I'd like to get started, this is probably a really, really good time to do that.
Yeah, yeah. And what's that phone number?
Phone number that they need to call.
Because do not call the one in the phone book.
No,
or not,
that's the one in the phone book is our emergency phone in the elevator for some reason. But
Yeah.
if they call 859-336-1361.
and probably if they Google that, they can get the right number.
If they go to the Elizabethtown webpage, which everybody, that's easy to Google, they need to click on it.
Community and Technical College.
Well, it's elizabethtown.kctcs.edu. It'll say our campuses, and they can click on the Springfield link, and it'll have directions on how to get there, as well as all the phone numbers and contact information.
Okay, okay. And your business hours are?
Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 8 to 4:30. Thursday we stay open till 6, but we close at noon on Fridays.
Okay. And nothing on Tuesday?
No,
Monday-
Tuesday is 8 to 6.
Oh, okay. So it is 5 days a week. It's just different hours.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we just have
Close
extended
at noon
evening
on
hours.
Friday, and then extended
Because
on
we have
Thursday.
extended evening hours on Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
On Tuesday.
Okay, gotcha. So, and I guess if no one does answer, you can leave a
There's
message.
a voicemail, unless you call the elevator.
Yeah. I knew something was wrong when. So, and you can leave a message, and someone in the
And we'll
office will get back
with you,
with you.
usually the next day.
Okay.
We're small staff and we're extremely busy right now, but we will get back with you. Usually same day, but certainly if you call after we've closed, or if no one's there, then we'll get back with you within the day if possible.
Okay. How many students are on the campus?
We are because we're enrolling right now, our numbers are growing. About 2.5 weeks ago, we had 260, and I'm pretty sure we're close to or over 300 by now, because a lot of our classes have caps on size, and a lot of our classes are actually full, and we have waiting lists on a number of the classes. So our enrollment's really gone up. We do still have the ability to put you in a lot of different classes. But again, our classes start the 15th of August, so there is a little bit of a time crunch.
And then if you want to apply for financial aid, or of course it's too late, I'd say now, for Pell Grants or anything of that nature.
Right.
I guess those have all been given out as of probably March or
Yeah. You can still do
April.
your federal FAFSA for financial aid, but at this time you're probably not going to be approved until the spring semester. But we do have Don Hayes on campus can help people that have questions about FAFSA and other types of student aid. She's extremely knowledgeable about all of the different student aids. Tony Wiley is our point of contact for the KHEEA, the key for different grants and scholarships, and those are two good points of contact if you have questions about any kind of grants, keys, money, scholarships.
Okay, great. So, well, good. That's exciting for the Springfield campus, and I want to invite the listening audience on Central Kentucky TV to check out our Springfield campus if they've never seen it, because it's very beautiful.
It is.
And it's a great place to attend school. So I want to thank you for being on here today and
Okay.
sharing that information.
It's always
with
a
us.
pleasure to be on.
Yeah. Thanks again.
Thanks.